Welcome back, guys. Today we're going to kick off another project that we've already had in the works here for about the past month as far as disassembly, and that is this. This is a 2024 Z07 carbon ceramic, carbon wheel car, fully loaded with everything. I think the sticker was a mid 180 car. The client got a hold of us from Florida, was interested in doing a full build on it, which meant just a narrow body car, all bolt-ons, anything that we could get, custom wheels for an alternative to the carbon wheels, maybe some custom touches, a color change wrap. And during his visit, he saw that car that you guys have all seen at the SEMA show. And he said, I gotta have that wide body after going back home and thinking about it. So what we did is brought the car over, brand new, got dropped off from the dealership. And you guys probably see these two bikes next to it. So I think they are 78 or 79 BMWs. There's a company called Boxer, check them out, boxr.com. These guys, two brothers, they came here from Pennsylvania. They do amazing work. These bikes are super sick. And if you saw before and after pictures, I'm sure we're gonna do some follow-up with those and show you guys some of their work that they've done in the past. But they shipped these bikes to us specifically so that we could build or possibly build the wide body in the same theme as these bikes. Justin and I have spent a bunch of time playing around with vinyl colors, satin, gloss, complementary colors, even decided that if we found a color that was close, we may wrap one of the bikes so it really tied it in perfectly. And we are still up in the air. That's why you'll see this kaleidoscope of colors all over this car, is because we've just had the creative juices flowing and trying to figure out what will work best. We haven't landed on that yet, so we're gonna keep that under wraps, but we wanted to at least bring you up to speed to what this car is sitting in the shop and what we will be doing with it. Today, we're gonna start working on the suspension, lowering the car, obviously. We are going to do some custom calipers on it, so we're gonna keep the factory carbon ceramics, but we're gonna change out the calipers. Those will end up coming off. Obviously, the car getting the full wide body treatment, we have to take off all of the fenders, the hood, the door panels, all of that stuff to address that. I think when this one's done, this one is really gonna be a special build, especially tied into these bikes. We have some great ideas for content when we're done, so I'm excited to see that, and then hopefully get the guys from Boxer back up here to see the finished product along with the owner, and maybe do a special reveal here in West Michigan of the car when it's complete. So a long way to go with the car. We've got a lot of really cool things along with some interior stuff that we're gonna do on this, and I'm excited to show you guys the process of this, one of our first client builds of our new Z07 Opsis wide body. So stay tuned. We're gonna start working on the car mechanically today and keep you guys posted during the progress. So we have Opsis chassis number 2 back here in Justin's home base. And this is where the magic's gonna happen. It's gonna turn from a basic ceramic matrix gray to
matte ice silver titanium from KPMF. Woo. So we're looking forward to this.
Now tell me, we've used KPMF before, right?
Yeah, quite a few different projects over the years. I've loved using the material. It's a little different than laying Avery or 3M, but the finish on it is really nice. The satin is always phenomenal. So this car, obviously, it's going to be transformed pretty quickly here. Today, I'm going to get started kind of on the door jambs and then work on the outside of the panels for the wide body. So since we've done a few wide bodies, I kind of have my process down of what I start with. I've already started on some of the smaller parts on the car, some of the grille surrounds, the roof, just to get those out of the way before I start on the actual body.
So we've used KPMF on other projects. You used it years before you came in here. What you guys might not be aware of is KPMF is located right here in Michigan on the east side. Another cool tie-in to our wide body build. Justin's been working with the guys over at KPMF, and I think they're going to travel over and see this car kind of in progress, or maybe when it's done, and hopefully we'll be able to introduce those guys to you. But I'm excited to start this relationship with KPMF because they do have some really unique colors. Since we have used, I think we used them on that turbo, that 997 turbo project. Yep, that was a super cool one. But the guys are really cool. I love that they're based here in Michigan, and maybe we can create something special with it. So I'm going to get out of the way. Justin's going to take over everything from here. You might see me work the infrared. You're going to bring me back in?
Well, I got my assistant here now. So.
That's right. I love being the assistant on this side because it's actually interesting. But Justin's going to take this over, start getting that color down, and to show you guys how that's going to change the way this car looks.
Let's get started. So we wanted to take a little break in the action, bring you guys up to speed, kind of where we're at here. So I'm getting the rear bumper prepped right now, made my templates for my emblems, gonna get those pulled off right now, and then I'll be able to start laying my inlays on the bumper. There'll be one in the license plate filler, a couple in those duct areas, and then we're able to apply the entire rear bumper. So I'll have my assistant Andy help me with the heat there, and then you know, hopefully we can start seeing these big panels come together. We already did complete the front fenders here. They look really good. This color is really showing off the body lines quite nicely, especially on the wide body kit. So really excited to see the carbon pop through on this satin metallic finish. And then if you want to come over here, we've got the rear quarters taken care of already. You'll see in some of those shots, I did throw a little piece of carbon on there just so we can kind of see what it looks like. They turned out phenomenal, really liking the color. And then in here, we've got the first part of the door jambs are complete. So we're making progress. You know, some of this stuff takes a lot of time, but it is what it is. We want to get it done right the first time. So I'm going to get started on that rear bumper, and then we're going to keep moving forward on these bigger panels.
All right, guys, so as Justin's finalizing the wrap on the car, the last thing that we need to kind of physically do is alter the front bumper to accept both of these smaller Canards. Obviously, you guys have seen the first car. We do run the factory Canard, and then in that location, we have a scaled down version of it with the same exact mounting tabs and everything that the factory lower Canard has. Now, the challenge with this is that there is no actual location for us to mount this, so we kind of make that location on what we think looks best. We did that on the SEMA car, and now Justin took those measurements from there and roughly made a little diagram here of where we're going to start our holes. Now, this won't be exact. We're going to kind of drill our first hole, get this first locator tab in place, and then start to make a little adjustments as we move along these other tabs to see where it fits best. Once we get it slid all the way in and we determine we like the angle and everything matches, then we'll kind of pull this back, clean up these slots, and this side will be done. Then we'll go to the other side, mimic that. Once we get both sides done, Justin will then come over and make a full template of all 6 of these holes so that on each car moving ahead, we can replicate it in the exact same position. So why don't you follow us along as we do some grinding, cutting, and fitting. All right, guys, something special today. We have Larry in the shop. Larry.
Hello.
Welcome back to Label. We've talked about it in previous episodes. Larry is a big gearhead. He has cars, motorcycles, but Larry found us online, watched some videos of things that we did, I think with the Corvette, and we actually started talking about the process, just basically building a Z06 for you, right?
Right, yeah, I bought the car right after I had sold my business and was looking at what I could do to protect it with PPF and all that stuff.
Yep.
Watched a bunch of videos. People were telling me all these different things, and then I saw a few of yours, and I just watched them over and over and seeing your attention to detail. And I'm like, if you spend so much money on a car, you want it done right. So you get some guy that's doing it out of his garage versus somebody that's as professional as you. It's just a no-brainer. Just in the last few colors we picked out here, I'm like, all right, we're right here.
Yeah.
Surprise me, because I trust you. This is the way to go. The attention to detail, your knowledge, and the fact that you're going to be brutally honest with me. I forgot where I was. I was somewhere out west camping with a bunch of friends.
That's right.
And I'm like, well, what if we just wrap the front of the car? And you're like, go find somebody else. And I'm like, okay, you're right. That's what I want to do. And it makes total sense.
Sure.
And it's true.
Sure.
If you're going to do it right.
Yep, absolutely. We always say that. You happen to see, I think, that wide body right over there, fresh off of SEMA.
Right.
And that kind of got your creative juices moving a little bit?
Well, a little. Well, I asked you if you could make these carbon fiber.
That's right,
and
we
then
did.
You said, well, it's not going to match the GM factory carbon fiber. I'm like, what do you mean? You showed me the light.
Right.
And I saw that pink bleeding through, and I'm like, honey, I think it's time for you to go to the car.
Exactly. And that's the truth. That's kind of how that went down.
It's 100% true.
And what Larry's talking about is the factory carbon on the Z07. If you guys haven't taken a light to it and compared it to some traditional carbon, it has a pink hue to it. And from our carbon shop, they let us know that that's the UV stabilizer the company uses for those parts. Well, the problem that we have with that at Label is like, we can't match that. They don't make carbon that has that pink UV clear in it, and personally I don't like that look anyway. So we've been very transparent with several customers that brought a Z07 in and said, listen, I wouldn't put any carbon on it because you're gonna have a mismatch. And on top of that, you had the carbon wheels on the car that happened to be right next to the side skirts and the Canards, which the carbon wheels look perfect.
The carbon wheels looked awesome, but then you go back to the pink and it's just, it got in my head, and then I just started thinking, why not have something really special and totally different? So
his wife went out to the car and
we renegotiated.
We talked about some things, and here we are today. What are you going to be most excited about with this build.
Have something that's totally different.
Yep.
You know, when it's done and I go back and get my first 500-mile oil change, I'm going to go to the dealership outside of Indianapolis, and I'm going to roll in there for an oil change and go, and they're going to be like looking at me like,
Yeah, what do you got?
you sold me the car.
Right.
You know? So just to have something different, totally different, that nobody's going to have.
Yep.
I'll be the only guy running around Wisconsin with a car
You
like
ain't
this.
kidding.
It's not like I'm going to drive it every single day. It's not like I'm driving it to Florida or anything.
Yeah.
Just to have something special and unique. It'll be a car that will never leave, you know, my family. It'll get passed down to one of the kids, but it's going to be different.
That's something, guys, I'm telling you, like, just to hear that story, it kind of gives me goosebumps, and I know Justin feels the same way. It's like to hear a customer take pride in the ownership of a car that we've spent so much time creating, saying that they're going to keep that car, it's one of their valued possessions, you know, means a lot to us. And that's kind of what drives us. It's like, you know, the reason people, we get asked this all the time. Why would you invest this amount of money into a car? And there's many answers that go into that from, you know, a lot of different people. And my thing always was, it's the experience. First of all, I'm getting a custom, you know, something built for me custom, whether it's clothing, cars, house, whatever. You know, when you can do something for yourself that is like, this is the way that I wanted it, and you have somebody that can execute it for you, that finished product means so much more than I just walked to the store and I bought, you know, even, it could be expensive. Bought the most expensive thing on the shelf, put it in my back pocket. Well, 1,000 other people can do that.
Yes, exactly. Right? And it's a one-off, and we get to collaborate through the whole process, which makes it even more of a one-off.
Absolutely.
And the thing hasn't been rushed.
Right. Well, we're going to follow up with Larry at the end. We'll probably show you guys the reveal and see if he's still as excited when we're done or more
Well, maybe
excited.
we should have my wife here for the reveal.
Maybe we'll have the wife and she can recognize it. Appreciate it,
Thank you.
Larry.
You bet.
Thank you.
You bet.